Have you ever felt a connection to a time and place you've never consciously known? Edgar Cayce, the famed sleeping prophet, described Atlantis not as a myth, but as a civilization of extraordinary knowledge and consciousness, whose influence still resonates within humanity today. According to Cayce, this advanced society did not vanish, it fell asleep, waiting for a moment in human history when its wisdom could be safely reawakened. In his trance visions, Cayce revealed Atlantis as far more than a sunken island. It was a society that existed even before humanity fully took physical form as we know it. Its people, the sons of the Law of One, had mastered the principles of energy, vibration, and consciousness. Science and spirituality were inseparable, matter and spirit were one. Miracles, as we understand them, were ordinary outcomes of their understanding of universal laws. What makes this message even more compelling is Cayce's assertion that the essence of Atlantis is not lost. Fragments of its knowledge, awareness, and abilities lie dormant within each of us. That feeling of nostalgia for a place you've never visited, the flashes of intuitive insight, or the attraction to sacred knowledge, all may be traces of this ancestral memory. According to Cayce, the awakening of this knowledge is occurring now. Humanity is at a turning point, ready to rediscover the wisdom and consciousness of Atlantis, not just as history, but as a living reality waiting to be realized within ourselves. In Cayce's visions, Atlantis was not merely advanced technologically, it was a civilization of extraordinary spiritual and intellectual mastery. The people, known as the Sons of the Law of One, understood that everything in existence is energy and vibration. They perceived matter and spirit as interconnected, recognizing that consciousness shapes reality. In their world, there was no separation between science and spirituality. Every invention, structure, and ritual was designed to honor the harmony of life and the universe. Atlanteans could manipulate energy with intention, transforming matter and creating life forms in ways that today would seem miraculous. Healing, longevity, and profound knowledge were natural parts of daily life. Their society functioned in perfect balance because its people fully comprehended the law of unity, seeing every atom, every thought, and every emotion as an expression of a single divine source. Cayce emphasized that this profound consciousness did not vanish with the continent's physical destruction. Instead, it was preserved, embedded within the collective human soul, waiting to be remembered. The intuition, the flashes of insight, and the deep, inexplicable sense of connection some individuals feel may be remnants of this Atlantean awareness. Understanding this golden age is essential because it provides a blueprint for what humanity could achieve when spiritual wisdom and technological mastery are united. The Atlanteans' example reminds us that the future is not about rediscovering lost cities alone, it is about awakening the dormant consciousness within ourselves, reviving the principles of unity, balance, and enlightened action that once flourished in that ancient civilization. Edgar Cayce described Atlantis as a civilization whose technology was inseparable from its understanding of consciousness. Central to this mastery were the great crystals, massive structures aligned with the stars and Earth's energy lines. These were not decorative stones, they were living generators of energy, capable of capturing, amplifying, and distributing power across the entire continent. They provided illumination, climate control, and transportation, all without pollution or mechanical engines. Vehicles floated along magnetic lines, gliding silently between cities, powered entirely by natural forces. Atlanteans also harnessed sound and vibration in ways modern science is only beginning to explore. Sacred temples and healing chambers used precise frequencies of light and sound to regenerate the body. Illness could be reversed, aging slowed, and vitality restored, not through chemicals or surgery, but by tuning the body as a living instrument. Water, too, was treated with sacred geometry, enhancing its life-giving properties and even creating what Cayce described as fountains of youth. Stone structures, including pyramids and temples, were constructed using sound and vibration, moving massive blocks with precision impossible for modern engineers to replicate. Every technological achievement was deeply intertwined with spiritual understanding, designed to elevate human consciousness and maintain harmony with the earth. Cayce stressed that these technologies were not lost, they await rediscovery when humanity is ready, not merely to recreate machines, but to restore the consciousness and wisdom that allowed them to be used responsibly. Atlantis' tools and techniques were reflections of inner mastery, teaching that the future of technology must be guided by ethics, unity, and awareness of the interconnectedness of all life. Cayce's visions reveal that Atlantis did not fall due to a natural disaster, but from internal conflict. The society split into two opposing factions. On one side were the sons of the Law of One, who remained devoted to serving the greater good, using their knowledge and power to maintain harmony and uplift life. On the other were the sons of Belial, Atlanteans who sought personal gain, domination, and control over others. At first, the differences were subtle, philosophical debates over how technology and energy should be used, but pride and ambition grew into a destructive force. The sons of Belial began misusing the sacred crystals, experimenting with energy for warfare and manipulating life forms for servitude. What had once been tools for healing and creation became weapons of immense destructive power. The conflict escalated from ideology to technological warfare, as these misused energies destabilized the environment and society itself. Cayce emphasized that the fall of Atlantis was a consequence of consciousness choosing fear, separation, and self-interest over love, unity, and responsibility. The civilization's collapse serves as a cautionary tale. Advanced technology without spiritual wisdom is inherently dangerous. This division mirrors challenges facing humanity today, Cayce warned. Modern society possesses incredible power through technology, yet faces the same choice: use it to unite and uplift, or to dominate and divide. Understanding the rise of darkness in Atlantis is critical, because the lessons of this ancient civilization are not just history, they are a guide for how we navigate our own potential for both creation and destruction in the present. According to Cayce, Atlantis did not vanish in a single event. Its downfall occurred through three major destructions, each marking a step in humanity's loss of consciousness. The first destruction, around 50,000 years ago, resulted from misuse of the crystal energy generators. Explosions destabilized tectonic plates, causing parts of the continent to sink. While millions perished, survivors managed to rebuild, though the trauma planted seeds of pride and imbalance. The second destruction, approximately 28,000 years ago, came as the conflict between the sons of the Law of One and the sons of Belial intensified. Dangerous experiments with atomic-like energies fractured the continent further. Survivors, primarily the Law of One faction, migrated across the globe, carrying fragments of Atlantean knowledge. Some traveled to Egypt, laying the foundation for the earliest pyramids. Others journeyed to the Americas, India, Tibet, and the Mediterranean, seeding ancient civilizations with sacred knowledge. The third and final destruction, around 12,000 years ago, coincided with the end of the last ice age. Cataclysmic earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis sank almost all remaining land. Only small islands, such as regions near the modern Bahamas and Bimini, remained above water. Remarkably, some submerged structures near Bimini discovered in the 1960s align with Cayce's predictions, hinting at the accuracy of his visions. Cayce emphasized that these events were not divine punishment, but natural consequences of violating universal laws. The Atlantean cycle of rise and fall illustrates a fundamental principle: when consciousness and power are misaligned, imbalance triggers destruction. These lessons remain relevant today, offering guidance for humanity's own choices in technology, society, and spiritual development. Cayce predicted that the knowledge of Atlantis was not lost but preserved in secret repositories known as the Halls of Records. These were advanced chambers containing the civilization's history, scientific discoveries, and spiritual teachings, safeguarded for future generations. He described 3 key locations, one near the Sphinx in Egypt, another in the Yucatan Peninsula among the Maya, and a third in the Atlantic, likely near Bimini or the Azores. These halls were not ordinary libraries. According to Cayce, they contained crystalline devices capable of storing vast amounts of information and even generating energy. They were sealed and could only be activated when humanity reached a level of consciousness capable of understanding and responsibly using the knowledge. Remarkably, some modern discoveries align with Cayce's visions. In 1968, pilots over Bimini photographed submerged rock formations arranged in geometric patterns, structures that appear to be man-made. Similar anomalies have been identified elsewhere: submerged pyramids off Cuba, megalithic ruins in Bolivia, and hidden structures beneath the Guatemalan jungle. Magnetic and energy anomalies in these regions suggest that Atlantean technology may still function at low frequencies, awaiting rediscovery. Cayce's message is clear: Atlantis' legacy is not just historical, it is a blueprint for future human potential. These discoveries hint that ancient technology, once integrated with consciousness, may be reawakened to benefit humanity. The halls of records represent more than physical artifacts; they symbolize the principle that knowledge must be combined with wisdom and ethical awareness. Rediscovering these truths is less about archaeology and more about preparing humanity to align technology with higher consciousness. Edgar Cayce revealed that many Atlantean souls are reincarnating in the modern era, carrying fragments of memory and knowledge from their past lives. These individuals often feel a profound sense of not fully belonging to the world around them, as if their consciousness is tuned to a different time and place. This can manifest as heightened intuition, extreme sensitivity to energy, and vivid, recurring dreams of temples, crystals, and ancient cities. Atlantean souls are naturally drawn to ancient knowledge, sacred geometry, healing practices, and the study of energy. These interests are not mere curiosity, they are echoes of skills and understanding developed thousands of years ago. Cayce explained that these souls are returning with a mission: to help humanity remember the lessons of Atlantis and guide the collective awakening. However, these souls may also carry unresolved patterns. Some may feel a deep sense of responsibility, guilt, or fear stemming from past failures to prevent Atlantis' collapse. Others may have tendencies toward control or misuse of knowledge if not consciously guided. The purpose of reincarnation, Cayce emphasized, is to offer a new opportunity, to act with wisdom, align knowledge with service, and avoid repeating past mistakes. Recognizing these signs is crucial. If you resonate with the experiences Cayce described, it may indicate that you are part of this network of Atlantean souls, uniquely positioned to contribute to humanity's awakening. Your awareness, choices, and actions are not random; they are part of a broader cosmic plan, preparing the world for the resurgence of Atlantean consciousness, one soul at a time. Cayce envisioned that Atlantis' wisdom and technology would eventually be mirrored by modern scientific discoveries. He foresaw that humanity would begin to rediscover the principles the Atlanteans mastered thousands of years ago, not by invention, but by remembering. Current research in quantum physics, zero-point energy, structured water, and frequency therapies parallels the technologies described in Cayce's visions. Crystals, once used as energy amplifiers and information storage devices, are now being studied for their potential in energy transmission, quantum computing, and even healing applications. The study of sound and vibration is revealing that specific frequencies can influence matter, regenerate cells, and shape physical structures, echoing Atlantean mastery of acoustic levitation and healing chambers. Structured water experiments hint at properties once used to revitalize the body and environment, reminiscent of the so-called fountains of youth described in Atlantis. Cayce emphasized that the return of these technologies is not merely technical, it depends on a shift in collective consciousness. True rediscovery occurs when spiritual understanding and scientific knowledge converge. Engineers, scientists, and spiritual practitioners must work together, recognizing that matter and energy are expressions of consciousness. Only when humanity combines wisdom with technological power will the Atlantean legacy fully awaken. This convergence promises profound transformation, free energy, advanced healing, conscious creation of reality, and expanded human abilities. Cayce's vision reminds us that Atlantis was never just a place, it was a state of consciousness. As science and spirit unite, Atlantis is returning, not as ruins beneath the sea, but through awakened human potential, reshaping the world from within. If this video resonated with you, it's more than just curiosity, it may be a call to awaken your own Atlantean consciousness. Subscribe to our channel to continue exploring ancient wisdom, hidden knowledge, and the secrets of human potential. Activate the notification bell so you never miss a revelation that could transform your understanding of reality. Comment below, share if you felt a connection to Atlantis or experienced intuitive insights that seem beyond this lifetime. Your story may inspire others on their awakening journey. Share this video with someone who is seeking truth or feels called to the path of spiritual and scientific discovery. Remember, Atlantis isn't just a lost civilization, it's a living consciousness waiting to awaken within us all. Every like, comment, and share helps spread the light, and each of us plays a role in the collective return. Step into your power, awaken your knowledge, and be part of the next chapter in human evolution.